Hey everyone, this is Solar Eclipse presenting yet another Game Genie video for Super Mario Bros. Something about Mario and Game Genie on the NES just always go hand in hand to me. I'm always excited punching in random codes and seeing what mayhem I end up causing. Well, let's begin on the second and definitely not the last installment of Game Genie codes for Super Mario Bros. NAGZON is interesting. This code alternates whether or not Mario is invincible and causes him to palette swap, as if he had Starman active, although it's much slower. This code is basically like playing Russian roulette. Sometimes you'll be safe running into a group of enemies, while other times it can land you into a bit of trouble. I also find it amusing running straight into Bowser at full speed and taking him out, although you might as well just put on a code to have Starman active at all times and get the same result. But anyway, let's move on to the next code, EPVLLU. With this code active, you can only move while jumping, and you retain that momentum for the next jump. This code kind of reminds me of the game Sesame Street Countdown, also on the NES. Don't ask how I know that. But anyway, let's tweak this code a bit by putting an O in place of the E, and we have a slightly different result. You can still only move when you jump, but you retain your momentum while you're on the ground. Since you can now slide about on the ground once you do a jump, you can do a few cool or stupid tricks that you couldn't if there was friction. Sadly, the fun comes to a stop because in the cutscene on World 1-2, it requires Mario to walk, which he can't do with this code enabled. The third code, KNIZKN, prevents the screen from scrolling, so in order to advance, Mario needs to walk back and forth to get the screen to transition to the next segment of the level. There are no enemies, probably indirectly caused by the restraint this code puts on the camera, but this code is interesting, and certainly not for the impatient gamer. I mean, just look how long it takes me to advance in World 1-1. I end up getting there, but it does take forever. Also, for some reason in World 1-2, I can't get the screen to scroll any farther to the warp zone. Not sure why this is, or why World 1-2 now loops infinitely. Maybe it's something I did, or the code. I'll have to do more testing on this. Anyway, you know how the rest of this is going to play out, so let's move on. YEGZON is a different kind of screen scrolling code, and yet again, also not for the impatient gamer. This screen scrolls at a snail's pace, forcing you to walk your way through most of each level. As you can see, I'm taking my time, trying not to run into any enemies that are just off screen. If I end up moving too fast, I'll end up touching the border, and have to walk back to the left just to readjust the screen. This code also does give me an idea, though. Now, the infamous -1 level and how to get to it is no secret anymore. And while I've done it before, I was really never very good at executing the jump. So watch this. Check out as I jump down, it still doesn't say welcome to the warp zone yet, because I didn't get the screen to scroll all the way. So now that we know this, let's walk back down without triggering the warp zone message, hop down the pipe, and there we go. Here's now another way you can find your way into World -1. Come to think of it, I do wonder where the other two pipes lead. I feel someone has already answered this, and I probably looked it up some time ago, but I can't really remember. With this code, I can always go back and find out, though. Now, I usually end things right around here, but I wanted to quickly share this code. POGZOY is essentially a combination of the previous two screen scrolling codes we talked about, which makes the gameplay pretty interesting. Since I've already explained both, we don't really need to waste time here, but I do recommend trying it out on your own just for the fun of it. For the very last code on my list, ZVGEIE makes me want to puke. All the enemies are headless Bowsers, and the game has numerous graphical glitches, both of which I can stomach no problem. What makes me ill is the jerky screen transitioning. I'm not sure if it's similar to reading in the car, which gives some people, like myself, motion sickness, but seeing Mario move while the screen pans to the right in a very choppy manner just does not sit well with me. I actually have found another code where the game looks and plays normally, but it still has jerky screen transitioning, and it just messes with my head. So to be honest, I don't recommend using this code, and I don't really recommend watching this unless it doesn't bother you. I mean, maybe it's probably just me, but I can't stand it. Well, that's all the codes I have for this episode. I do hope you get some enjoyment out of them, but there's one thing I want to address before you click away that really requires your feedback. Now, I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, which I am really grateful for. I want to do something special to express my gratitude for all of you who have subscribed, watched my videos, and have given me advice over the past few months. Maybe it can be a couple different things, like a live stream, a prize giveaway, some random video, or all the above. Really, it's up to you guys, so just let me know what you all would like me to do, and I'll be happy to do my best to make it happen. Thank you all again for watching, and I look forward to hearing back from each and every one of you.